Walk through the heart of modern London today, and everything feels unmistakably contemporary. Glass skyscrapers reflect the sky, trains rumble beneath the streets, and millions of people move through one of the world's most advanced financial capitals. But beneath that polished surface lies something older, darker, and almost forgotten. Hidden under layers of asphalt and steel is the ghost of another city, a medieval London built from timber, stone, and survival. For centuries, historians could only imagine what this lost world truly looked like. Crumbling maps, faded drawings, and scattered records told fragments of the story, but the full picture remained buried in time. Now, with the help of modern technology and artificial intelligence, researchers are reconstructing medieval London in astonishing detail. Street by street, tower by tower, the vanished city is rising again, revealing a crowded, dangerous, and fascinating world that once stood where modern London thrives today. Let's watch. 1. The walled city that contained an entire world, medieval London was far smaller than the vast metropolis we know today. In fact, the entire city was confined within the boundaries of an ancient Roman wall that stretched roughly 2 miles around what is now the financial district. These towering stone defenses, some rising nearly 20 feet high, created a fortified cage that held tens of thousands of people inside a space barely 1 square mile in size. By the 14th century, around 40,000 residents lived within this cramped enclosure. Houses pressed tightly together, narrow lanes twisted unpredictably between buildings, and the constant noise of trade, conversation, and livestock filled the air. Space was so limited that homes grew upward rather than outward. Wooden buildings leaned over the streets, their upper floors jutting out above pedestrians below. Entry into this dense urban world was controlled by massive gates built into the Roman walls. 2. Streets that never saw the sun. Once inside the walls, visitors encountered a city that felt almost claustrophobic. The streets of medieval London were rarely straight and almost never wide. Instead, they formed a maze of twisting alleys created by centuries of unplanned growth. Buildings leaned toward one another across narrow streets, sometimes leaving only a thin strip of sky visible above. Upper floors extended outward in a design called jettying, allowing homeowners to increase space without sacrificing valuable land. Over time, these jutting structures turned many streets into dark tunnels, where sunlight struggled to reach the ground. The streets themselves were chaotic. Horses, carts, merchants, and pedestrians competed for space. Without proper sanitation systems, waste from homes and animals often ended up directly in the streets, creating a constant mixture of mud and refuse. Despite the grime and disorder, these streets were alive with energy. 3. The tower that dominated the skyline, rising above the crowded city, stood one of the most intimidating structures in medieval England, the Tower of London. Built shortly after the Norman conquest of 1066, the fortress symbolized the power of a new ruling class over the conquered Anglo-Saxon population. At its heart stood the White Tower, an enormous stone structure built from pale limestone imported from France. Its bright color made it visible from miles away, creating a dramatic reminder of Norman authority. The tower was far more than a defensive building. It served as royal residence, military stronghold, treasury, and prison. Kings expanded the complex with additional walls, towers, and a water-filled moat connected to the Thames River. Inside its walls, the tower contained surprising elements of royal life, including a menagerie of exotic animals gifted by foreign rulers. Lions, leopards, and even polar bears once lived there, their roars echoing through the fortress. But the tower's darker reputation came from its role in political imprisonment. Individuals accused of treason were often brought through the ominous Traitor's Gate, entering the fortress directly from the river. For many, this journey marked the final step before disappearance or execution. 4. London Bridge, the city's beating artery. For centuries, London Bridge served as the only bridge crossing the River Thames in the city. Completed in 1209, it was not merely a bridge, but an entire community built above the rushing water. The bridge rested on 19 stone arches and included defensive gates, towers, and even a drawbridge. What made it truly remarkable, however, were the buildings that lined its sides. Shops, homes, and businesses raised several stories high, transforming the bridge into a crowded street suspended above the river. Travel across London Bridge was slow and chaotic. Merchants, livestock, and pedestrians packed the narrow roadway, creating constant congestion. Beneath the bridge, the structure's arches dramatically altered the flow of the Thames. Water rushed through narrow gaps with powerful force, creating dangerous rapids known as shooting the bridge. Many boatmen lost their lives attempting to navigate these turbulent currents. 5. The cathedral that ruled the skyline. Long before the famous domed cathedral that stands today, London was dominated by an earlier religious giant, Old St. Paul's Cathedral. This enormous Gothic structure was one of the largest churches in Europe during the medieval period. Its most striking feature was its towering spire, which rose nearly 500 feet into the sky. For travelers approaching the city, the spire acted as a landmark visible from miles away. Inside the cathedral, the atmosphere was very different from the quiet reverence associated with modern churches. The central walkway, known as Paul's Walk, functioned as a social and commercial hub where merchants negotiated deals, lawyers met clients, and citizens exchanged news and gossip. The cathedral grounds also hosted political speeches and religious debates that sometimes sparked riots among the population. 6. Markets that fueled the city's economy. Commerce formed the lifeblood of medieval London, and nowhere was this more visible than in the bustling markets along Cheapside. The name itself came from the Old English word for market, reflecting the area's role as the commercial centre of the city. Cheapside was a vibrant, noisy street packed with traders, selling everything from bread and fish to cloth and livestock. The city organised trades into specific districts, meaning customers could navigate the markets by following familiar smells or sounds. Bread Street sold baked goods, Milk Street offered dairy products, and poultry specialised in birds and eggs. This system helped regulate trade and maintain quality standards. Justice in these markets could be swift and public. Merchants caught cheating customers faced humiliating punishments. 7. The fire that erased medieval London. For centuries, the medieval city survived with its wooden houses and crowded streets. Yet those same materials that allowed the city to grow quickly also made it dangerously vulnerable to disaster. In 1666, a small fire began in a bakery on Pudding Lane. Strong winds pushed the flames through tightly packed wooden buildings, turning a minor blaze into a raging inferno. Within days, the Great Fire of London consumed much of London, destroying homes, shops, and historic landmarks. Flames raced across London Bridge, while the intense heat caused even stone structures to collapse. One of the most dramatic losses was Old St. Paul's Cathedral, whose massive lead roof melted and flowed through the streets. Today, when people walk through London's financial district, they see a city defined by modern architecture, global finance, and constant motion. Yet beneath those sleek buildings lie the foundations of an older world, a medieval city that once buzzed with merchants, priests, craftsmen, and kings. Through historical research and new technology, that lost London is slowly being reconstructed piece by piece. The gates, markets, cathedrals, and crowded streets that once defined daily life are no longer just fragments in dusty books. They are becoming visible again. And when you stand in modern London, surrounded by glass towers and busy traffic, it is worth remembering that beneath your feet lies a ghost city, one that shaped the capital of England long before the modern world ever arrived. Let us know in the comments what you think about this, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.